On this week's show, we're discussing Grand Theft Auto 6 is getting delayed again, the PlayStation Portal now plays thousands of games with no PlayStation 5 required, and a new Crash Team Racing game is round the corner. All that and much, much more in this week's GamerGuild Podcast. Good game, everyone, and welcome back to the GamerGuild Podcast, your weekly show where we round up all the week's video game stories and news for your listening or viewing pleasure right here on youtube.com/GamerGuildTV and up there in the digital cloud on your podcast preference of choice. Your podcast players for this week are none other than myself, Mr. Richie, and the Arcane Rogue, Mr. Chris. How the devil are you?
I'm good. I've been busy writing my will this week.
Am I in this?
Requesting my pre-order for Grand Theft Auto be passed down to my daughter. She's the only one who's ever going to get to play this thing. But no, I'm good. I haven't really been writing my will. I'm not at that age yet. But yeah, good. To
be fair, you are married with a kid, so wouldn't be that weird to have a will.
I don't think I have a will per se. Yeah. I have within my life assurance,
you have a William.
Insurance and cover. There's a William who will basically say my assets and such go to my family. But not a will as such of I hereby give thy rights and property to etc. But yeah, many years away. I intend to live till I'm 100, so
fair.
No one's getting shit from me anytime soon.
Give everything I own to the person who killed me.
That's motive.
Yeah.
That's motive. That's almost like a challenge more than a motive. It's you can do it. If you can survive, then...
Well, I'll just let people know that I have more debt than I'm worth, so good luck with that one.
Murder and homicide.
But murder aside, we do have a great show lined up for you this week, but before we get into it, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell to keep in the loop of all our amazing content here at GamerGuildTV, such as what have you been playing, Chris?
Oh, well, we've been playing Uncharted 2, Among Thieves, on the channel so far. Part 2 is now up on free feeds, and our wonderful guild heroes, the members of the channel, have access to every episode a week before the general public. So there's about 5 episodes in total. 3 is now available for members, 2 is public and live. And still enjoying that. And in my own time, I've been a little bit busy with work and a poorly little girl this week, so I've not had much time to game as much as I would have traditionally liked to do. But I have started, I'm looking for an in-between game, so I'm playing Sly 3, Honor Amongst Thieves. With that PlayStation, I just realised today actually that you've got Uncharted Among Thieves, Uncharted 2, and then Sly Cooper 3. Honor Among Thieves. No, what have I just said? I forgot it. What's it called?
Honor Among Thieves.
Honor Among Thieves. Yeah, that's it. I forgot the among word. Really, I'm only an hour or 2 hours in or something like that. But it's basically just the same. You can see why these games back in the PS2 era, they were able to kind of churn them out at such a rate because they just use the same assets. It's the same kind of design aesthetics of here's a level, here's some stuff to climb, here's some enemies that walk around, pickpocket them, go to the mission point, it starts the mission, you end the mission, back to the start, and it's quite structured in such a bit like Astro Bot. They were able to turn on Astro Bot quite similar.
They're simple, they reuse a lot of assets, they're a lot smaller than modern games, especially puzzle platformers. They tend to be actually surprisingly short. So it is no surprise they could turn them around every year or two. I think just in general, the expectation from the games was lower. So
very true.
Yeah.
And this was the last in the Sly Cooper original trilogy. We, of course, had Thieves in Time, which was a PS3 game which was made by a separate studio, so it wasn't done by Sucker Punch. But, back to back, I guess I played Ghost of Yotei, and then I've gone over to Sly 3, so I'm aiming for the platinum. It's quite simplistic. It's collect all of these things, complete all these missions, shoot 5 of these things with this particular weapon type, stealth 5 of these enemies with this particular type. So it's quite linear and straightforward, but it's my kind of palate cleanser before I dive into anything big. How about yourself?
Just cracked on with Tales of Symphonia. I remember which one I was playing there. but I've actually played quite a bit this week because unfortunately my cat has an operation this week, so it's been a lot of keeping an eye on him, making sure he's okay. Mm-hmm. But he's doing really well, so
speedy recovery.
Yeah.
Lots of kibbles and bits. Yeah. That's what cats eat, right?
Yeah, and like fresh meat and stuff. But yeah, he's doing really well, so we're quite happy with how he's doing. Need to make sure he doesn't keep scratching because he got his eye removed.
Is he wearing the corn of shame?
He is wearing a corn of shame.
That's what they need. It's what they need. They're none the wiser. Cats would eat their own eyeballs if they were left to their own devices.
But it's with Tales of Symphonia, it is quite a nice, because in terms of the battles and stuff, it's quite pretty simple in terms of the action. So it is being a bit nice to sit there on my portal playing an older title and just kind of zone out a bit on an evening, because I've been really busy week at work. Then obviously the stuff with the cat. We played footy on a Monday and my team got our asses absolutely handed to us.
18-4.
Yeah, it was a bad game. Not my fault though.
I mean, some of it has to be ours. It is a team effort.
Yeah, true, but there's only you can't. I can't stop everything.
That's true. You weren't in goal.
No, and of the 4 goals we scored, I set up 2 and scored 1. So.
Oh, there you go. Then it's a great return. Not quite the 10 I got.
No.
We'll take it. We'll get it out there.
You can only do with what you've got.
That's true.
Yeah. Do you have any idea what you're going to be playing next? Like, what's your next big title? What are you waiting for?
I still don't really know. I'm going to check out Call of Duty next week because I did enjoy the campaign in Black Ops 6 and it's free on Game Pass, so why not? I'll probably get a first look or something up on the channel for like a cloud stream, see how that looks via cloud, because the last one was really good, so why not check that one out? I've been on the fence of like diving into Arc Raiders, possibly. I know there's been lots of buzz and hype over that this week as one of the potential options. I feel like I'm in the mood for a shooter. That seems like where I'm leaning to. I do have Indiana Jones in the pipeline for Christmas, but that's still almost 2 months away, isn't it? So, yeah, I'm kind of dabbling. I've got the kind of mindset on doing some more retro stuff, specifically on the channel. So just kind of like see how the cards land and pick one up. So, like I said, I dove into Slide just to have that kind of small game that I know I can get through at quite a pace, but not quite committed to anything just yet. We'll have to see. I have downloaded Battlefield RedSec, the free to play battle royale one, just to again give that a taste, see where I fall with that one. But yeah, not quite. But I'm open to it in the comments if people want to drop some suggestions, any latent game of the years that I may be missing out on that a couple of people have played this year and given an absolute shout out. But yeah, not too sure.
Yeah, I actually I have dabbled actually today at the time of recording on Friday with Football Manager 26 on Game Pass.
What's on Game Pass?
Yeah, it's on Game Pass. So I thought, well, I'll give it a quick play, just see what's new. And to be honest, it does, as much as they made it out to be like a grand, like kind of almost like relaunch of the franchise. It does to me, even though I haven't played much in quite a while, feels just like the next Football Manager game. The graphics are better during matches, but I've seen some criticism of the graphics in matches. Like, yeah, they're not exactly modern day standards, but you're not playing Football Manager for graphical fidelity. But yeah, I thought I'd play for like an hour or two earlier. I haven't even got to the start of the Premier League season, put it that way. I'm still in pre-season. Right. Just before my Game Pass runs out.
Not renewing?
Nope. We've already talked about it on the podcast. I don't like how much they're putting it up by, and my contract's about to expire. So I've made the decision I'm not going to. I've got my current subscription ends on the 4th of December. Mm-hmm. So after that, I won't have Game Pass unless there's something very specific that I want to play to make it worthwhile re-upping the subscription.
Yeah, but that's the great thing with it, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's like they freely allow you to drop in and drop out as and when games come by, and that's their prerogative to say, like, right, you might not be paying £70 for this game, but we might get him for the month he plays Fable when that comes out, or Call of Duty, or whatever that may be. So, yeah.
Well, it was just for me. I say around about £15 a month. Cheaper if you use things like CD keys to get a couple of months in one go.
Yeah.
I didn't mind just keeping it active all the time. But now it's up to about £35 a month. I'm looking at it and going, when was the last time I played anything on Game Pass?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. I think it was Indiana Jones back in the summer. When did Indiana Jones come out? Last year?
Last November, yeah.
Yeah, I think it might have been around about this time last year, or maybe right at the start of the year.
Yeah, because if you remember, it missed out on the Game Awards by like a week.
Yeah, I played
once again. We complained.
Yeah, I played a bit of Avowed earlier in the year, but it didn't stick. And then I did play Oblivion, but I played that on PlayStation. So it's like, why pay for a service I'm not currently actively using?
So Avowed. It's just you mentioned it there, and it was like, Avowed in my mind's eye seems like not too long ago. Came out in February.
Yeah,
13th of February, and in my head I remember that so vividly, like it was a few weeks back.
I know, this year's been a weird one.
February, that's insane.
Chris, it's November. How's that happened?
I know. It was like, obviously there's fireworks going off all over the place and bonfire night and stuff in the UK. And
don't get me started.
It's just like, I'm sat doing work from home at the moment, and it's 4:20 and it's dark outside, and I'm like, God, it's so fucking depressing. It's like, I need some light in my life. Games hopefully will keep me sane.
I mean, I can't give you light in your life, but I can let you introduce us to the
graciously gathered Gamer Guild Gazette, aka the news.
The news. And as always, the news is brought to you by our wonderful guild heroes, which you can join for as little as 99p over on the YouTube channel. As Chris has mentioned, you'll get Uncharted 2 Among Thieves 1 week early. There's my entire playthrough of Pokemon Blue as a single video that's currently members only. I probably should just post that live for everyone though, because the entire Pokemon Blue series is up for everyone. So that'll probably go live for non-members at some time. But again, as always, thank you very much for your support. Couldn't do it without you.
Absolutely not.
First topic of the show, Chris. Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed by another 6 months.
Is this its third delay? Off the top of my head, I feel like it was supposed to come out this November, and then it got knocked back to next spring, and then now it's been knocked back to 19th of November. So it's now, as it stands, it's over a year away now. It was so close, it was within reach. And it's been delayed.
We could have been talking about Grand Theft Auto 6 getting launched imminently. But no, it's going to be another year. Another year of wait. To be honest, I wish they just launched it. As someone who's personally not interested in playing it, I want them to launch it so they can have that massive moment where it just completely dominates the entire gaming landscape, and then we can get past it. And then it just becomes one of them amazing games that's ticking on in the background.
Yeah, there's I guess a few things to dissect with this from the scale and size of it, and we've said many times this is going to be the biggest thing in entertainment. Full stop.
Yes,
any movie,
100%.
Any music album, any TV show, this is going to surpass all of that when the date locks in. It's going to be on BBC News, Fox News. It's going to be picked up by everyone because it's going to be such a behemoth, and it's going to make so much money in the 24, 48 hour period. Whatever its launch window is, it's going to be huge. It's going to be a massive system seller. People are going to actively go and buy PS5s and Xbox Series X, just to play this. Not coming to PC, which I guess in turn that means the PC launch of this game is knocked back again. So sorry, PC gamers, you are going to have to fork out for an actual classic console if you want this next November. But just, they put
weird
out
move that I always find. It was a weird move.
Do you think it's just the sheer scope and scale of the game?
Yeah, but you'd think...
And you've seen how many PC releases are just boogie as all hell on launch now.
Yeah, but most consoles are basically modified PCs, so you feel like you just... I don't know, I feel like it's a weird market and miss with how big the PC gaming market is.
Do you think it's going to hamper the sales at all, not having a PC launch, really? When it comes to PC, anyone's going to go, you know what, I'm not going to buy it on PC because XYZ. It is one of those things where, as I was alluding to, GTA is it's an entity unto itself. Like, it's bigger than pretty much any other franchise on the planet. Bigger than Fortnite, bigger than Call of Duty, and the fact that they've been making us wait for it's going to be 14, 15 years by the time it actually does release. So Rockstar put out a statement on social media. They didn't use the usual, they usually put out a picture, like a full statement picture.
Yeah.
It's actually just embedded in the message. Grand Theft Auto 6 will now release Thursday, November 19th, 2026. We are sorry for adding additional time to what we realise has been a long wait, but these extra months will allow us to finish the game with the level of polish you have come to expect and deserve. And weirdly enough, their stocks actually went down off the back of this. So if you're in the stock market, now is probably a phenomenal time to buy stock, because if you sit on this till next November, you're going to make your money back, because their shares are going to go through the roof when GTA actually launches.
Yeah, I mean, we're not in the place to offer financial advice, but
I am.
Looking at
I'm not
looking at like Google Trends, the stock I think has fallen from like $250 to around about $220. So it's quite a significant drop off. And to be honest, after people stop panicking, I think that'll just climb straight back up. Yeah,
and then come launch, it's going to skyrocket. So it's because Rockstar's generally, Take-Two Interactive, we should say, the parent company. Its stock market shares are quite level at all times because they haven't really put anything out. It just basically lives off GTA Online. It just thrives off the income and the stock. Yes, they put out like NBA 2K subsidiary games by like their other companies. We obviously had Mafia earlier on this year, which we found out this week has sold really, really well. So I expect to see more of that.
See, I think,
but just in itself, its entity, I would like to just look at its impact on the industry, because this was the only game dated for next spring. Like it actually had like a locked on date. And no one else has announced anything between that. Now it's pushed back to November. You've got to imagine the slate of games that was expected to come out. Wolverine was in around the fall time. You've got Call of Duty traditionally, the new Forza game that was announced, Fable. All these things in the back catalogue hit around that time. And November, leading into Christmas festive period next year, it's almost like now every other developer has to reshuffle their plans and go, where do we delay it ourselves, or do we try and bring forward into the year?
I don't think they necessarily have to be honest. I think the bigger publishers are safe enough and the product should be good enough that they don't need to get out of Grand Theft Auto 6 as way, because you're going to get a lot of people who just play Grand Theft Auto 5 on repeat forever buying this. They're not going to buy your game anyway. So I really think there is space for, say, Marvel's Wolverine and Grand Theft Auto 6 to come out close to each other. You might not get that one massive same level of spike, but I bet you if you're releasing in the autumn, near Grand Theft Auto 6, you'll get people going to be buying that game for Christmas, or going to be buying both games anyway. It's the smaller titles that might run the risk of getting lost in the mix and forgotten about. They're the ones I think need to move.
Oh, I disagree. I think there's space for them both, but the smaller game would need to go first. I think if you come out in the wake of GTA, so like say Wolverine came out a fortnight after.
I really do think they're serving largely different audiences.
I don't think they are.
There's crossover. There's a big crossover in that Venn diagram. But I think Marvel's Wolverine is going to be absolutely fine going near Grand Theft Auto 6.
I want the comments feedback for this, because I think we both disagree on something for the first time in a long time. What I would say, what might impact it outside of just the game themselves, cost. There's that long running rumor that GTA might come out upwards of $100. Financial wise, if you're dropping $100 on GTA and then Wolverine wants what's PlayStation 70 at the moment for the first party titles, they want 70 a mere 2 to 3 weeks later. That's one pay packet month. That might be a financial hit that they take.
But
so
I think the thing is, if you're looking at say the launch couple of weeks, I can see there will be a dent. My point is, Marvel's Wolverine might not sell as many copies as they would hope in November, but I think they'll see that spike happen in December instead. So I think instead of having a sharp spike, it'll be a slower slope. But ultimately, I don't think there's going to be a massive change in the total number of copies sold.
I mean, we theorize all this. Let's be real. Wolverine's probably going to come out in like September. Because the whole calendar's free, right? Why if the
I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah. I guess Call of Duty is probably the only one that is traditionally locked in for November.
I can't see a catastrophic dent in Call of Duty. Anything making a catastrophic dent in Call of Duty sales. It'd be small. The initial sales will be smaller, of course, but I think people who are going to buy Call of Duty will still buy off Call of Duty.
It's such an unknown quantity though, because we've waited so long. We haven't had a launch of Grand Theft Auto since we were 23.
To be fair, it's a huge assumption actually that this game is going to be the biggest thing in media that's ever happened. That is a huge assumption. It could be shit, for all we know.
I feel like the game could even be rated as like a 5 or 6. The thing is, Rockstar won't allow it to. They're one of the very few companies that have the money to just dedicate time. And we've seen that with the delay. They're just like, oh yeah, it's another 6 months. It's another total,
Well,
and
just
they can meet that financial cost because they make so much money.
Grand Theft Auto Online gives them so much license to just do whatever they want with Grand Theft Auto 6 and wait. And by the time, even if Grand Theft Auto 6 is a flop, Grand Theft Auto Online will just continue on and they'll be fine.
Yeah. It did make me kind of think about the rest of the slate of other games, though. I know, thinking like as a PlayStation fan, you mentioned at the start of the show, like, what am I playing next? My kind of roadmap ahead, I've got 007 First Light in March.
But there's nothing to March.
At the end of the year. And then Wolverine at the end of the year.
Where's the Christmas games?
Yeah, where's the Grinch?
No, I mean, remastered? Like, there's usually a slate of games that come out this time, October, November. Big titles to get ready for, like, Christmas. People buying stuff for people for Christmas. Where are they? Like,
feels like it's thinned out. Yeah, it's obviously we've had Pokemon for Nintendo, but
yeah,
it just feels a bit thinned out. I know there's like Saros, which I'm still not sure where I sit with that one because I wasn't never really that favourable about Returnal, but GTA still, it's one of them where we joke, but it is wild to think like we were in college or just finishing college, and I remember playing it on PlayStation 3. Enjoying it, talking about it with all our friends, and here we are.
12 years ago.
I'm 36 now, and I have a child. I'm married. I've got a house, and I'm still waiting another year. I'll be 37 when the new one comes out. We'll nearly be 40 when the next Grand Theft. I'm 23.
No, that's just don't. By the time Grand Theft Auto 7 comes out, we'll be closer to 50.
There is a good question to talk about with the delay. This pushes it so deep into the generation. You would presume Rockstar then move on to Red Dead Redemption 3 after that. I don't think we see a GTA on PS6.
No,
just the timeline.
Going by the timeline of GTA 5 and assuming there's going to be GTA Online 2 kind of GTA 6 stuff going on, I think you'll see probably a cross-generation patch to... for whatever the next generation is, basically a next-gen remaster for it to keep it going, rather than a direct replacement.
Do you think we see a PS4 version?
No.
Do you think we're so far beyond last gen now that
we're closer to next
forward direction?
We're closer to PS6 and PS4. It'd be weird to do it.
Yeah,
it
seems like the PS4 is so alive and vibrant still. It's 5 years into the PS5.
It'd be a weird choice to develop the game and to the constraints of the PS4, and then and still not have it on launch for PC. That would just be a bizarre choice, in my opinion. I think you're more likely to see a Switch 2 version than PS4.
Well, yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah, the Switch 2. Well, the Switch 2 is on par with the PS4. So,
but
again, you never know.
Hardware, one's an outdated.
Yeah, true. But there's so much, I guess, material impact that it has without having it. We saw it with Silksong. Remember all the indie devs kicking off saying Team Cherry were a bit naive with their industry colleagues about bringing the date, like stealth dropping it, because then every indie game had to jump out of the way of it because they knew what it was going to do. And I guess this is the AAA equivalent of that, but they've give everyone a year's notice. So
I feel like the smaller you are, the more you're hit by this kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. But Grand Theft Auto 6 delayed, which is happening in and amongst, I guess, a bit of turmoil with Rockstar at the moment. This is kind of, in a weird way, does the news of the delay wash out any news of these staff dismissal allegations that are happening. Because all the news, if you search right now, Grand Theft Auto, which headlines are going to pop up in your algorithm search? Is it going to be delayed, or is it going to be the the union problematic articles?
If I'm being cynical, Grand Theft Auto, Rockstar terminating almost immediate with no advance warning 30 to 40 staff, all of whom are connected to a single union for gross misconduct related to what is reported to be a private Discord server for only Rockstar employees and the union staff. I think the timing of that is timed with the delay to try and hide it. That's with my cynical brain on.
Yeah, suspicious, isn't it?
I don't think Rockstar have commented so far at the time of recording on the dismissals, but basically there is a lot of staff are unhappy because what is meant to be a private Discord server, which they should be free to discuss issues with their union reps. That's the point of it. All of them, a lot of them being immediately made redundant, not even made redundant, fired for gross misconduct in what turns out being reported to be things like 5-minute meetings. Just called up in HR and go, pack your shit, off you go, kind of stuff.
Yeah,
with no prior warning. And what they're claiming is even the letters that discuss it provides no evidence of any gross misconduct, nor have Rockstar responded to any requests to see the evidence. And basically, if this is all true, they are very much in breach of UK law.
Yeah, it's something that I feel like you would get away with more in the United States because you can just get fired for stuff like the way it works over there. You need to then file a lawsuit yourself, whereas we have like a lot of, I guess, like tighter, more stringent laws around and
workers' rights.
They're like unions and stuff. To add like a little bit more context to these individuals who have been fired, there was a Rockstar employee who's been, I guess, corroborated by some journalists out there. So like Jez Corden retweeting the posts and stuff, which again, he's a trusted journalist in the industry. Reading from the Grand Theft Auto forum, he posted anonymously, of course, as you would, from Scotland, which is where Rockstar are based. So there's extra legitimacy, I guess, to just the location of it. And reading from this, he says, Rockstar employee here for many years. Understandably, I want to remain anonymous due to retaliation from the company, but willing to verify I'm an employee via DM if required. So, he's also a member of a union. Yeah. Reading a lot of discussion around the firings of 34 of my colleagues last week, 31 in the UK and 3 in Canada, and I've seen a lot of disinformation that particularly is concerning. So he says, last week my colleagues who were in the studio were individually messaged by HR for a short friendly meeting under the friendly guise of, hey, are you free for a quick chat? Upon attending the meeting, they were handed an envelope with a short letter stating that their employment had been terminated for gross misconduct regarding posts made in Discord. They failed to provide any evidence when asked, nor was it any, stated in the letter, and did not divulge any information or reasoning, and no other reason. They refused their right to union representation in the disciplinary meeting, which is against UK employment law. You're always allowed someone in with you during any one-to-ones or formal meetings, and were frog-marched out of the studio with the meeting lasting less than 5 minutes. For colleagues who were not in the studio that day, they received a phone call from HR, which lasted less than 2 minutes, telling them they were fired and they've received the same letter as the above soon enough. I'm aware of one employee who had a panic attack at this moment. HR hung up on them during the panic attack, not caring about their well-being at all. These colleagues of mine were hard workers, spent many years at Rockstar in critical roles, with colleagues who've also been at Rockstar for more than 18 years, and none of them had any disciplinary action during that time. They're not so easily replaced and will certainly affect us meeting our project deadlines. They are senior artists, animators, QA testers, designers, programmers, and producers, including leads, all super talented people who are proud of their work over multiple Rockstar titles, and all they wanted what was best for Rockstar and their fellow colleagues. And then it goes on a little bit to talk about they were all members of a union, and when a union gets to 200 members, at that point it needs to be legitimized and recognized by Rockstar as a business. Yeah, it's a 10%. When you reach a 10% threshold by UK law, you're now allowed to collectively bargain when it comes to contracts and work conditions. Mm-hmm. So they've just reached that. But then now the headcount's suddenly knocked on the head.
Yes, exactly. So now they're back under that 10%.
Yeah. Again, the cynical part of me and the cynical part of you, I'm sure Richie thinks, with the launch of the game on the horizon, with so much money that it's going to be making, these staff, do you think Rockstar are preliminary getting ahead of it so they don't have to pay additional bonuses and negotiate bonuses for how much money this is going to make?
Yeah, so I'm going to preface this with the assumption, which is an assumption at this point, that this is all true. This is exactly what happened. But again, Rockstar haven't responded from what I have seen. This is Rockstar's board of directors being absolute assholes. They're protecting their own financial interests, because as soon as collective bargaining comes in, they can no longer bully employees into signing crap contracts. They won't be able to force terrible crunch or inflexible working arrangements such as bad holiday allowances, all that kind of shit. Because they lose that power. That power then gets transferred over to the workers, because if they can't just go, if someone's kicking up a fuss because they don't like their holidays, the manager's being an arsehole and keeps refusing them their holidays at reasonable times, or forcing overtime, they can't just target one person. They'll target the entire organisation, which they cannot do. That is what I think this is. It's Rockstar's senior management trying to maintain power. But, Chris, you're muted.
Where did we see it recently where they sacked loads of people for a similar thing? Was it the Subnautica devs? They were all laid off or dismissed or something, and then the publishers were blaming them for the game being delayed. Was it Subnautica 2? Maybe? And then
you sack all your employees and go, oh, it's the fault of the people. We sacked that. The game's delayed. It's like, well, yeah.
Can you remember covering it? So
vaguely, yeah. There's been so many stories and this kind of stuff in this last year or two. It's like,
yeah, legal dispute between the developer Unknown Worlds and publisher Krafton, removing the Unknown Worlds founders and significant delays to the release. The founders claimed breach of contract. They claimed Krafton intentionally delayed the game, which would negate the payout. I remember because the payout was $250 million, and they said so they've got rid of the founders. And then the Krafton said that the founders, including some of the development team, they were prioritizing other projects and not meeting deadlines. But if they'd meet them deadlines, they were going to get paid $250 million, which I'm sure was just a typo. But especially for Subnautica 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, similar practice of kind of you've got the business inherently trying to protect itself. Because you do wonder, some of these Rockstar employees, they must have been scheduled for huge bonuses come
even if it's
release
not
of GTA 6.
Even if it's not a bonus thing, it could literally just be crunch. They're going, we're not going to do crunch without significant overtime. How many people work kind of forced overtime, go to work expecting to go to work 9 to 5, then don't get out till 7 because their managers told them they have to stay back. It's stuff like that. It eats into people's personal lives.
Can you come in half an hour early tomorrow?
We won't pay you.
The day after. And the day after.
Retail
in the day
is
after.
terrible for it. Because how many places in retail expect the staff to be in there 15, 20, 30 minutes before the shift, and then maybe 15, 20 minutes after the shift, and don't pay them for that time?
Yeah. Oh, and sorry, I know you're on your lunch, but can you just pop out the front and speak to these people because they're waiting?
Yeah. It's stuff.
Yeah,
I think it's more stuff like that, because crunch is such a problem in the video game industry because of what is effectively arbitrary marketing deadlines to get the games produced, and basically seem to be a constant underestimating of how long these projects take to produce by pretty much every major publisher in the world. It's not just Rockstar who do that. So then crunch is used to basically bridge the gap to get things done quicker. But what if all the employees banded together and gone, we're not working crunch, full stop. We will work out contracted hours. We will do overtime. Say if you contracted 40 hours a week, maximum, say, 5 hours overtime a week. Mm-hmm. Then stuff like Rockstar is suddenly in a very difficult position. I think it's to protect them from stuff like that rather than in one-off sales bonuses.
Yeah. Just pay your people.
Just pay your people and treat them properly.
I do hope the one... and I'm surprised saying this, the one saving grace is the UK laws that do protect them. If they, as a collective group, the 30 plus of them, bandy together, get a decent solicitor and protected by UK law, I think they have a really good case, especially being dismissed with no evidence. That can't be a thing. You can't just sack someone and go like, oh, no reason for their sacking, no kind of like disciplinary measure, no formal warnings, no strike 1, 2, 3 of the policy, just straight up, there's a letter, get out. You can't do that. You can't do that in the UK. So hopefully they'll manage to band together, get something. And you know what, worst case scenario, Rockstar might have to settle and pay out. It happens. A lot of HR departments now do pay out for infringements a lot less than this. So hopefully... But
I think doing stuff like this,
served.
I don't understand it even from a management point of view, because doing stuff like this means that they are probably, you've just been sacked for seemingly no reason. Obviously, we don't know what's discussed in the Discord, but if it is true that it was just union reps and their employees, then they are free. It's a private Discord server. They're free to discuss matters protected by UK law, like anyone is. Now, pretty much everyone at Rockstar is just going to be pissed off. So you may lose critical talent that don't like the way you're running things. They might just jump ship and go somewhere else. So you could lose your talent, the people that you want to keep, because you try to get rid of a few people. So it's like you have to think. It seems like they haven't thought about the ramifications.
Well, it's interesting how it says it's not just like Q&A tested. It's like senior figures who've been there nearly 20 years.
Yeah, it's long-standing members.
Quite well-known people within their collective teams.
Long-standing members of staff, the people who've made the bread and butter, basically the people who like the furniture around Rockstar. Some people just going to see them get marched. I was like, and again, some of them have had absolutely no disciplinary issues for the entire length of their work there. So imagine sitting there as like, I don't know, as a dev, just working there, and you just see like a guy you've known who's basically, some of these people might be the mentor to you, to help you settle in and go, oh, they've got sacked because they try to stand up and go, we didn't like to try and protect us against an unfair crunch. Yeah. You're kind of going to go, maybe let's look somewhere else. You wouldn't stick around. Like, you might stick around if you got like family and you're rooted there, but you're not going to have the same commitment, are you?
Yeah, you can only push your employees so far.
Yeah.
And hopefully it'll get resolved. Again, this probably won't be the last time we hear about this as we wait a year for the launch of GTA 6. But
I'm predicting now, because of this, I think GTA 6 will get delayed again. I could see another delay. I think until this is solved, progress is going to slow. I think people will probably go back, because that's what a lot of people might do. They might look at it, get out the contracts, read them properly, and just work to the letter of the contract.
Risky business.
Yeah.
Tell us about another delay, Richie.
Another delay, yeah. So, 1943, it's been delayed a long time. Rise of Hydra has been delayed to beyond early 2026. Is this the longest delay ever, from 1943 to 2026?
Yeah. Marvel's 1943. It was expected 2025, and then it got pushed early 2026, and now it's going beyond early 2026. And the Skydance game saying a statement to fully realise our vision. But no new release date.
Yeah.
Just another kind of like a window to be pushed out of it. And this is the one, it's Black Panther, Captain America in 1943 occupied Paris during the war with the Howling Commandos and such in tow. So, interesting premise. This is, again, Amy Hennig at Skydance, the Uncharted 1, 2, 3 writer, which, again, similar to some of the people who worked over at Stadia, she hasn't put a game out since Uncharted 3.
That's
2011.
Do you not think that's a bit of a problem? Like, the gaming industry has changed so much. At the same time,
it's yeah. I mean, if she's still great at storytelling, that doesn't really change, does it, from her particular role? But yeah, she had the Star Wars game at EA with Project Ragtag that got cancelled, and then I feel like who was the one at Stadia who had the same thing? Shannon Stood Still. Moved from Ubisoft over, and then when you look at her record, she's also not had a game out since like one of the Assassin's Creed 3, I think it was. But this one doesn't sting as much as GTA, I guess. I'll be excited for when it comes around, but I'm not clambering for a Black Panther Captain America game. So
yeah, to be honest, I forget Skydance. I think it could be an interesting game, but it's been a while and we don't really know that much about the game because it's just been a bit quiet on it.
Yeah. Well, we got a Unreal Engine 5 tech demo video.
Have Skydance even released anything yet?
No. I believe, off the top of my head, Skydance are also the ones who are going to be doing the Wolf.
It's a Star Wars. They've got a Star Wars game in the works.
They did the Walking Dead VR game, I think, Saints and Sinners. But yeah, they're not like formidable. They've not been around for a while. Yeah, they announced the Star Wars project. So they're seemingly it's Skydance Film, isn't it? Is the original company. So like they're known for movies. So that's probably why they've brokered like really good deals with Marvel and Star Wars. Yeah. But in terms of actual game output, yeah, we don't have much. I mean, I hope they're good. Like again, I'm all here for great new studios putting out like interesting new games, especially if they're story driven, like Amy Hennig is seemingly the queen of. So I'm all there for it. But yeah, the delay doesn't bother me too much. They didn't have a concrete date on it anyway. It's just a window. So, and you know what? Beyond early 2026 isn't that far away in the grander scheme of things now. So just like Grand Theft Auto, if it means the game will be better and polished when it's finished. Yeah, I'm a patient man now.
To be
more
fair,
patient than I used to be.
I still feel like the Embracer Group needs some really big, high-profile wins. So delaying this because Skydance, this is actually getting published by PlayOn, which is part of the Embracer Group.
Oh, okay.
So I think delaying it to make sure it's good I think is important.
It's it's one of those where I think there's so many games to play anywhere now. I really don't feel that fit. I know I was saying I don't really have anything in my pipeline until 007 First Light, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to find something between now and March. I absolutely will, because there's so much to play. But yeah, in the light of like, I would love another Tomb Raider game. Where the hell's that? Not Square. I would say Square Enix, not Square Enix. Crystal Dynamics, Embracer. Where's that at? I'd love another Uncharted game. Where's that at? Naughty Dog, Sony. What's going on there? I'll wait.
You can kind of understand with Naughty Dog because they are working on other projects. But a new Tomb Raider game was announced and then quiet because it was reported that was going to bridge the gap between the Crystal Dynamics trilogy and the original trilogy. Whether that's still in play anymore, God knows.
I just want another adventure with that version of Lara, because that version of Lara was fantastic.
I do feel like if you could have a game that ends up, almost like how Tomb Raider, like the reboot Tomb Raider, ended up with like Lara with the twin pistols, and you got that kind of glimpse at the traditional Lara Croft. But then this kind of moved away from it in Shadows and Rise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rise.
Maybe the fourth game truly cements her as that Lara. So it's not like a direct, this is now the prequel to them games. But it's like, leaves you in a position where you go, you could see how that is the Lara.
Yeah. It just doesn't need a reboot.
Yeah, it just needs another game.
It just needs another entry in the series. Change up the gameplay if you want to. Change up the mechanics. Take it in a different direction.
I don't even think you need to change it too much.
I don't.
Because it's a style of game that I think still holds up very well today. It was only last year I played Shadow. And I think there's kind of a dearth of games of that kind of genre at the moment.
There is. The nearest we've got, ironically, all things said and done, was Indiana Jones, which is the most Tomb Raider Uncharted game of it all. But that plays
plays very different.
Very different.
So Indiana Jones went for the more immersive approach.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, it's like having that kind of semi-linear path with open elements, a narrative through it, big action set pieces. I want a new Tomb Raider game.
It'd be like if the movie industry just stopped making blockbuster movies for a summer. It's like,
they kind of have.
Like, just get back to it.
They kind of have.
We had Superman come out. Mummy 4 announced with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. The A-team's coming back. Imhotep. But yeah, I mean, I'm a patient man now when it comes to that. So I'll wait for Tomb Raider. I'll wait for that. I'll even wait for another BioShock, Richie.
Well, you might still be waiting for a while, but Take-Two have claimed that they are still working on a BioShock 4. I don't think we've seen anything or really heard anything more than rumours that they're working on it.
No, we know they officially are because they made a specific studio called Cloud Chamber to work on it. So it's obviously the people who worked on the original one are long gone for the most part. We had the Bloomberg report a couple of months back that said they'd got rid of the studio head and they'd replaced them. It was Rod Ferguson had came in, who was the former Diablo boss. Yeah. So he's got like a track record of getting games across the line. He's done it a few times in his career where he's been brought in at the 11th hour, got a game out, got a game published, and they've all done fairly well.
He knows how to walk into a studio, look around, go, that needs to change, that's good, we'll do more of that, you fuck off, you in. that kind of like...
Get the right people in. So
shuffle the deck in a way that everything starts moving again.
Yeah, he's known for sorting out projects and getting them back on track. And then in the meantime, we've also got the BioShock original creator, Ken Levine. Judas is probably out some point next year. We're probably going to see it at the Game Awards, and it's probably going to get a launch date at some point, maybe in Grand Theft Auto's window. Now there's a time slot there.
Clockwork Revolution as well from in Exile.
Yeah, true, very true. Similar to Infinite. Looks exactly like Infinite. But yeah, I mean, I'm there for it. The old trilogy holds up fantastically well. I think it's just mad to think how long. When these companies think of IP as like, yes, it's one of those things, and then just let it lament for so long. So with game development takes so long now, it's baffling in a way.
I know the original trilogy was kind of remastered for PS4. Do you think a PS5 remaster could be a nice touch as well?
Wouldn't hurt.
Just
package it all back up.
Cause I don't think it'd need much, just to kind of like get it. Basically, what can we do to get this running just better on PS5? You know, up the frame rates, get it running at 4K a bit better, that kind of thing. Just polish it and just repackage it as just an updated version.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
There's also
on the run up to when they finally want to announce 4. That's when I'd do it. When they formally go with whatever their first trailer is for 4. Say let's hypothetically at the Game Awards this year. Mm-hmm. You start off somewhere in the middle. Oh, right, a PS5 remaster of and Xbox Series X remaster of BioShock 1, 2, and 3. And everyone's like, oh, cool, that's awesome. Then you close the show with the BioShock 4 trailer.
Yeah, drop it like it's hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of BioShock, they've got the Netflix deal as well. That's I think it's a movie, not necessarily a series that it's getting made into. So,
I think that could be a great movie, actually.
Yeah, and Rod Ferguson's involved in that as well, so they're working closely with Netflix. So if you want to remaster, what better time to put it out for some bonus synergy by putting it out whenever that drops? Because we know how quick they can record and publish stuff. I just saw this week that the Scrubs reunion revival was confirmed, and then it's coming out February. It's like, geez, they can turn stuff around once you get everyone on board. And you've got a script, you can get these things turned around.
Depends on the size of the project. I think Scrubs relies heavily on basically the script and the quality of the actors.
Bit of improv.
Yeah.
Thrown in there.
So
in an old hospital.
Something like writing a BioShock game with the intricacies of like the mystery that goes on. It's probably a difficult genre to write before you even have to build the game around like
multi-layered.
Yeah. Because everything needs to work together, so you get fully immersed in that mystery and as it plays out. Yeah, but I do need to play BioShock. I've not played any of them. I know
that's wild.
I know. I've installed them loads of times. I might even reinstall them soon.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
Yeah,
I know you
but
will.
Part of me thinks like, I should install, but then I was like, I'm playing mainly on the Portal. Do I want to play BioShock on a Portal?
Yeah, I'd say a big screen experience just for the big daddies. It can't be a big daddy if it's on a little screen. It's a little daddy.
A little daddy. Talking about the Portal, we've got an intentional segue, but I'll take it. 2,800 titles are now directly streamable on it. Just a few games there.
Just a few. It puts it second, I believe. In terms of the cloud gaming library.
Yeah.
Second to Game Pass, I think, maybe. No, actually, it might be above that. I saw our friends over at Cloud Dosage had an article out this week, but I can't quite recall what the chart was. You know when they show you the charts of like games available?
Yeah.
on these ones. I'll try and find the link while you cover it. But what other updates came with it?
So I think the cloud streaming is probably the major update in this suite. So now you can stream from digital games from your own library as well as PlayStation Plus titles. So it's not only PlayStation Plus titles. I've actually confirmed it isn't only PS5 games as well. There is some PS2, PS3 and PS4 games in there.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a nice to have, because PS3 especially is needing this treatment on the portal. Because although you can stream PS3 games on your PS5, you couldn't do it on the portal before now. It still seems limited. It doesn't seem to be every game, but it's a big step in the right direction to make the portal that proper cloud streaming device that we've hoped it would always grow up to be. And critically with the cloud streaming is you do not need to connect it to your PS5, so your PS5 can be doing something else. And I think that is a big thing. They've also redesigned the UI to add remote play home screen. So there's 3 tabs: remote play, cloud streaming, and a search function.
Yeah.
They've updated it so you can access the menu, which you had to swipe on the screen before, to using the PS button. It's a small update, but it's nice to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Still haven't got multiple profiles on.
Yeah. Well, you can lock it with a pin now as well, so you can stop people accessing your portal if it gets stolen or stolen by a family member or one of your children.
Yeah.
So that's good. I did find the stats from Cloud Dosage as well. PlayStation Portal streaming now pushes that up to 3,800 plus games, which puts it in second place, only bested by, we should have knew this, GeForce Now.
Yeah.
It naturally covers all of the PC libraries and stuff as well.
With the caveat, this is a piece of hardware that we're talking about, and GeForce Now is a service that allows you to access games and other platforms. So
Xbox Cloud Gaming coming in about 1,500, so a good chunk behind. Amazon Luna hanging around about, by the looks of this chart, 300 or so games, which is about the rate Google Stadia ended its life back in 2023. So it's a big jump to have, and again, this is the power of, I guess, PlayStation, where it's got the library already in the bank. It just needed to centralize on servers. And the other thing that came with this is obviously the ability to stream games that you own, which is fantastic. But then I saw a few people online a little bit confused of saying, I own Arc Raiders, why can't I play it streamable on the portal? It's like, because Arc Raiders doesn't have a dedicated cloud server, that's why. So I think people are getting a bit confused with, they just think every game they own is available, like similar to Xbox has the Play Anywhere rule, but if the game isn't stamped with that Play Anywhere tag, doesn't quite work.
Yeah, the PlayStation blog that announced this does have the entire list of games, which they have got a search function in there, so you don't have to filter through the 157 pages to find the game you're looking for.
Just keep scrolling.
But
a lot of games, though.
It is. I mean, some of them aren't the greatest. Pinstrike 2 doesn't sound like it'd be great. High School Dirty Secret also doesn't seem like it'd be up my alley. But Octopath Traveler 0 does.
Mm-hmm. But just, isn't it great, Richie, that obviously we said what we wanted from a portal when it was first leaked and then announced.
And we're getting there.
We're getting there. And then with all the rumours swelling around about the PS6 being either maybe a hybrid or dockable, or maybe there's 2 SKUs, the future of PlayStation in this handheld space, as someone who's fell in love with gaming on the bed, gaming on the couch, without that need of
gaming on the
big
toilet
screen experience, gaming on the toilet. I don't always like to say it, but yes, you're completely right. Many hours logged on the toilet, and this just adds another string to the bow. So it's fantastic. I'm sure they'll keep adding to it. And again, remember we covered it a few weeks back. 1 in 5 attach rate for the PS5 for the Portal now. So it puts it in really, really good stead. And I was looking as well. If you're in the market for one, if this kind of is that last snap in the dam that you needed to put your money where your mouth is with this kind of thing. I saw one on offer at EE this week for $190, brand new.
Yeah,
$190 for how much I think you and me have both got out of it. It's a bargain, really. And now you don't need a PS5 console as well. All in all, just $190 with a PS Plus premium membership. You're laughing if you've not had one before. You're new to PlayStation.
Yeah,
that's a huge list of games to play on the move.
Let's say you're a diehard Xbox fan or a diehard Nintendo fan. That's your primary console. I think the Portal is now, with this update, has now become a viable platform as a secondary platform for you. So if you just want to dabble in PlayStation games, but you're playing most of the time everywhere else, that £200 price point plus a subscription, which you can just activate, deactivate whenever you want. Mm-hmm. You're not going to get every big release day and date, but you're going to get a huge library, and then you could say buy some things that are streamable. It's not a bad proposition, really, if you're usually into like an Xbox or Nintendo fan and you want to dabble.
Absolutely.
Now the problem with this is now because the portal's getting better cloud streaming. Is this starting to push me back to getting digital games? Because I have switched over back to like increase my collection of physical titles, but it's like I've just looked at Octopath. It's £5 cheaper on the it's £5 more expensive on the PlayStation Store for the digital version versus what I've pre-ordered with Amazon. It's like, do I
think of longevity? Think of your longevity. That £5. If you turned around with a bit of nostalgia in 10, 20 years and thought, you know, I really fancy playing it, but for whatever reason you don't have the ability to download it from a digital storefront, you probably will. Just in case,
I'm going to stick with the digital. And to be honest, the biggest reason is because me and my girlfriend both play games, and then we often buy different games, but games that we both are interested in. She's currently playing through Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D, so I've very much got my eye on playing them when she finishes.
Right. So physical.
She just pads. In fact, this is her copy of Dragon Quest 11. It's still on my desk from when I was playing it like a few weeks ago.
Proof. Is she playing Ark Raiders though, Richie?
She is not. A lot of people are though, because Ark Raiders is doing really well in terms of reviews. It's currently sitting at a Metacritic on PC of 87 with a user score of 8.9. Game of the Year contender, Chris?
A lot of people are pushing for it. I'm sure our friend Lee over at Cloud Gaming Dads absolutely is, who rinses in the comments on last week's show for not addressing and talking about Ark Raiders. And again, just to clarify, we did have it in the doc last week, but the Metacritic reviews weren't out because it was a lot of journalists now, and I do appreciate it, do the in review. Because it's such a big game, especially when it's got such a large online component.
It's a multiplayer game, so you need to get involved in the actual formal release of the game to properly rate it.
Absolutely. But to its credit, Ark Raiders is one, when we saw the launch trailer videos, it piqued our interest. I think we saw the game at the Game Awards with its kind of full reveal and date. The aesthetics were cool, the gameplay were cool, the graphics were fantastic, and then we put that back down to the team. There are a bunch of ex-devs who from DICE who worked on Battlefront 2 back in the day, some of the Battlefield games, and they look stunningly gorgeous anyway. But with this kind of like intergalactic Concorde 80s vibe to it. I've watched a couple of live streams this week.
Don't bring Concorde into this conversation, Chris.
It had them colourful 80s Guardians of the Galaxy style visuals. But yes, this PvE extraction shooter seemingly it's hitting at the right time. It's taking the world by storm in a way. In a world we also have Battlefield 6 doing really, really well. I'm very curious to see how Call of Duty kind of takes a little bit of a hit on this one. But reading from a few reviews, as we always do here once the Metacritics are out, Game Rant gave it a 100, 10 out of 10. They said, and I quote, "As much as I've already tried, Ark Raiders keeps pulling me back in for reasons I can't always explain. In a fast, punishing and unpredictable, yet it never forgets to be fun. It feels alive and in a way that makes every step topside matter. Every run tell its own story and every narrow escape feel like something worth bragging about. The sound design, traversal and enemy AI all come together to create a great rhythm that's equal parts chaos and equal parts control, and it rewards players who learn to move with it instead of against it. And after more than 30 hours, I'm still discovering new ways to survive, new risks to take, and new reasons to go back."
Push square.
I want to start.
Ark Raiders has well and truly been worth the wait. This is a phenomenal showcase of what immersive multiplayer games can be. Every run is different and your squad will come out with stories to tell each time. It can be tougher on those planning to play solo, and the extraction loop won't be for everyone, but as far as extraction shooters go, this is one of the most accessible, and it respects your time, giving you a fun experience from your first match. We can easily say that Ark Raiders is one of the best multiplayer games of this generation. 90 on a PS5.
Nice. PC Gamer gave it an 86. They say Ark Raiders is a genuinely enjoyable extraction shooter thanks to its interesting weapons, beautiful maps, and unpredictable action-packed PvPvE encounters. And with all that said and done, when I've been looking at a few live streams and watching a few people, the thing that I think is the secret sauce in this, it's the same stuff that makes Helldivers work. It's player and player, not necessarily fighting against each other, but
working together.
AI. You can kill them. I've seen a couple of clips where people stumble across other groups, and you can actually have what I love about this game, proximity speakers. So when you bump into another group of people, you can shout at them and go, "Don't shoot me! Don't shoot me! I'm not here to kill you. I'm not here to steal your loot. I'm just trying to play the game. Like, leave me be." And they can hear that in a proximity. So if you are near people, you can almost like barter with them, reason with them. Don't get me wrong, they could still shoot you and attack you, and you could shoot back, and that'll create an interest. This is probably where it says in the reviews, where it's talking about that interesting dynamic of like every run into the world is different. But the fact that it's the Arks, who are the kind of villains, robots, drones and stuff in this world, they are the stuff that keep it interesting, because you're all unified as real human beings against, we all fucking hate AI, right? So go kill that AI out there. It's similar to Helldivers, go kill the bugs, go kill the Illuminati, and enjoy it while you can. And then you collect your loot, you get your bits and pieces, you extract out of there, and then that goes back into your skill tree and your weapons and your investments, and that's kind of the loop of it. But you're playing it with friends, and everything I've seen aesthetically looks great. Again, it's got that Star Wars Battlefront polish where everything just looks immaculate. And I've said I'm looking for something. I'm vibing for shooters, so it might be one, Richie.
Maybe. I mean, to put it in context, it's running around 87 on PC, 92 Metacritic ratings. I've just pulled up a list of the best games of this year in terms of Metacritic rating. 1 and 2 are currently Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. Nintendo Switch 2 editions are 95, so you can discard them because they're remasters of games that were already expected to be up there. So, in first place, as I read it, Hades 2, 95, Clair Obscura, 92, Blueprints, 92, Split Fiction, 91. This is definitely a Game of the Year contender. Hollow Knight Silksong, 91. It's in the mix. It really is. I think this is going to be, it should be in that shortlist.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. They've also...
I personally have pretty much zero interest in extraction shooters, and I'm quite happy to respect this one from afar. But I can't deny what the people who say and the people who enjoy it are rating it incredibly high.
Yeah. They have a roadmap now as well. So they've got the 2025 roadmap, which has got like their ongoing conditions happening. They've got a drop called the North Line happening in November, this month. New quests, new community events, new map areas to drop into and explore, new gameplay items. Then come December, there's the Cold Snap. Again, different map conditions, so like weather and such like that. New raider decks, new quests as well. So they've already kind of mapped that out, which is what you want to see with a kind of live service game. But yeah, it looks like it's this kind of combination of Battlefront meets Outriders meets The Division. And like all those games have like a little bit of special sauce. And then I think put together with like the branding, the marketing, the art style, it's just all came together at the perfect time for them. And I'm more than happy for Embark Studios, because anything that's not your regular just like Fortnite. And so like I wish Concord the best. As much as it shit the bed at launch and Sony pulled the plug on it, it would have been great to see something else rise. I don't think we've seen anything like that since Apex Legends, maybe? That's kind of just... I guess Helldivers did as well, so it seems to happen once a year. One game per year gets that lucky gem that drives them into the public kind of ethos and the zeitgeist, and everyone's like, yeah, you've got to get an Ark Raiders, you've got to get an Ark Raiders.
Yeah, it does seem to be...
I'm happy for it.
It does seem to be that multiplayer game that is just going to be so sticky in terms of the gaming industry. Like that, if they keep up, like Helldivers was, if they keep out their content launch, don't go too nuts with their like the cosmetic DLCs and stuff, which can really start driving people up the wrong way. Have some, but don't go nuts with it. Like keep it balanced and obtainable for people without having to spend a fortune. Mm-hmm. I think this could potentially be a game that we're talking about for years.
And I hope it is.
Indeed.
But, $32.99 on the PlayStation Store right now.
Not a bad buy,
so
really.
Decent price to start. Or £50 if you want the deluxe edition, which comes with a bunch of emotes and whatnot. Cowboy outfits.
Okay, yeah. if that's what you're into, fair enough. I mean, and also, if you're interested in Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, that's just recently released this last week. 2 fine scores. Metacritic 79.
That's good. That's more than fine. That's a good score. Reading from Nintendo Life. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, can't say it, is a stunning slice of action and my favourite Musou game so far. Lessons have been learned from both Hyrule Warriors and Age of Calamity, resulting in a game that balances big-time story with top-notch combat that's got proper depth to it. Definitely written by a Yorkshireman there. It's got proper depth to it. With Zonai devices to play with, a cracking roster, tons of sexy sync strikes to pull off, and a ludicrously slick recreation of early Hyrule to set about kicking ass in, it's like a dream for hack and slash fans and Zelda enthusiasts alike. Yes, map layouts are still a bit bland and court mode is 30 frames per second, but everything here combines to make for the best entry in the spin-off franchise to date. Not bad.
I like to occasionally read bad reviews that I disagree with just for fun. So, Metroid Gaming Central. Insanely repetitive, horribly shallow, and pointlessly easy. This is the absolute least interesting thing to do with Zelda on the Switch 2, and bad even by the low standards of Dynasty Warrior franchise. Why the hell did you play it if you don't like Dynasty Warrior games?
Wow. Insane it's repetitive. It's a hack and slash game. It's very much mash a couple of buttons.
It's a Musou game.
Out waves and waves. Yeah, that's by definition. That's like going, I don't like Resident Evil, there's too many jump scares.
Yeah, that's like me playing Ark Raiders and go, I'm not interested in extraction shooters, so I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
Some bad reviews.
Yeah.
Back to the positive, though. VGC gave it an 8 out of 10. They said, Age of Imprisonment may be the most serious of the Hyrule Warrior games to date, but it's also one of the most engaging and rewarding combat. Fans of Tears of the Kingdom may be annoyed that it's to see essentially a retelling of this part of the story, but the side plots add more depth to make up for this to some extent. Fans of the Warriors gameplay style will be absolutely catered for here. So yeah, I guess this is obviously Richie is the big Zelda fan. I'm not a Zelda fan in any way, shape or form really. But I'm a big Dynasty Warriors fan. I can't wait for 3 remaster reboot coming out in the new year. Does these reviews, is there any little tickle or itch that's like, come on, it's Zelda?
The thing,
if they did,
thing that would have drawn me to this, we should point out actually the user. I've just seen the user score. It's only on 6 ratings, but it's on 9.7.
Okay. So
not too bad there. What would have drawn me into this is an absolute masterpiece of the narrative. Because I've never been big of the Musou game fan. I've never really given them much of a go, to be honest.
Yeah.
So but if it's largely retelling a lot of stuff from Tears of the Kingdom with a few extra components to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a must play to me.
Okay.
It could be. It's probably the same as what I thought about the first Hyrule Warriors, where it's like, oh, if time allows, and I see I can pick up a bargain, I might pick it up.
Yeah.
But it's not a must buy. And coming in at a meta score of around about 80, I feel it falls nicely in that category. It seems to be exactly what I thought it was going to be. And it'll
sell many copies.
A nice addition to the series, a nice little spin-off game,
yeah,
but not threatening. I don't think it would ever have such a strong story that I'd be looking for, because I think if Nintendo had that, they'd save it for a mainline title.
Yeah, there's kind of those, when people pick up something for Star Wars now, they're so beholden to the rules and timelines of the main canon story. You're not allowed to step on any toes or steal any great ideas, because you're right, naturally they would want to save that for the big guns.
Yeah, I say that, but Nintendo tend to put gameplay first, story second, even with things like Zelda. So it is possible that they would tell an amazing story in a side game if the quality of the entertainment value was strong enough.
Yeah.
But if they had a masterpiece of a narrative, they wouldn't burn it. I think they would go, we're not burning this on a side side game by a third party. We're holding this.
Don't be foolish.
Yeah. Talking about being foolish, the second best kart racer ever released could be getting a sequel, because there's rumours that Crash Team Racing could be getting a sequel if Beanox's Twitter is to be believed.
You had to go there, didn't you?
I did.
You had to say the second best kart racer. Everyone knows it's better than Mario Kart, and anyone who doesn't just can't get with the drifting. Interesting news. This one it comes from, I guess, a reliable source, but it is still a leak, and the reason behind the leak is it was the Twitter banner for Beanox, who's one of the studios who's under that kind of Activision family. They've traditionally worked. They used to do their own games. They did the amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 for PS3 and PS4, which were great Spider-Man games. And then all of a sudden, when Insomniac took it kind of took it to that like next level of polish. But they're like, the combat was super fun, the gameplay was, the storyline was decent. It was like a comic book story. So yeah, go check out Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 if you've not played those already. But back to Beanox, there's since been a Call of Duty support studio since then, and we know within the Activision banner, of course, and we know within the Activision banner, you've had other studios who've worked on multiple Crash Bandicoot games. We had Vicarious Visions, worked on the reboot until they were folded into being a support studio, and then killed, of course. And then you got Crash About Time, which was made by Toys for Bob, who then were bought by Microsoft, and then they went private, and now presumably they're working on a Spyro game. So there's no one really left at Activision in that banner to do it. So seemingly Beanox, on their Twitter profile, they put up just like a piece of key art that showed the studio's catalogue, and it had like loads of little cubes in the artwork that showed just like art from multiple titles it worked on. But of all those internet cyber sleuths out there, one called Lucho Comics noted that there's a picture of Crash Bandicoot on a go-kart. However, it's artwork that doesn't line up with the Nitro Fuel game from 2021. And more interestingly, is the design model for Crash Bandicoot riding said go-kart is from Crash Bandicoot 4. So he looks like the latest iteration of Crash Bandicoot riding a go-kart, but the Crash Bandicoot 4 came out after Nitro Fueled. So you've got the most modern Crash riding a go-kart that wasn't in Nitro Fueled, randomly appearing a piece of art to promote a studio that's not since historically worked on the Crash Bandicoot titles. All of a sudden it's in their banner art. Game Awards is around the corner. It's been several years.
You know, fine well, the social media team and stuff have had meetings about that banner, and it went, no one's going to notice that this isn't the Crash from Nitro Fueled, and that's not the car from Nitro Fueled. It's a Twitter banner that barely anyone's going to look at. Oh, but we did. Never underestimate gamers.
30 seconds later. 30 seconds later.
It was noticed. Now we're expecting.
Yeah, and again, it goes a long way to say 2019 was when we got Nitro Fueled. So it's been a good few years. And in a world
10 million copies.
That's it. That's more than double what Ghosts of Tsushima sold. Yeah. And that was a huge success. So you've got almost like double the sales sold. Yes, probably some of it was from nostalgia. But this year, we've just had Mario Kart World. Came out to quite a little bit of a flat disappointment. Sonic Racing Transformed is huge at the moment. People love a good kart racer, and people love Crash Bandicoot. So it just seems like if you've got a studio there, want to stretch the legs a little bit away from the Call of Duty world. We know Microsoft have said they want to encourage stuff happening. I think this is an absolute shoe. I know it's a tangible link to it, but yeah, I could see us getting a trailer at the Game Awards for this. You know, I can see Crash coming out, the guy in the costume, high-fiving Jeff Keighley. You hear the music, and then we get a new one with new. But this one, I could see it being more of a live service. I think we said about Crash Team Racing the remaster when it came out is that it did so good with skins and packs and adding characters. They added like Spyro the Dragon and stuff in, and then they kind of just like they stopped it. They stopped completely. And it was like, huh.
Now, Microsoft own Activision. You could put Master Chief in there.
Mm-hmm. Right, do what Mario Kart do. Reach into everything else. Like, yes, you've got Spyro. That's great. But, yeah, anything. Get Master Chief in there. Get some enemies and characters from other franchises.
Get the Dovahkiin from Skyrim in there. Why not?
Yeah, get some Fable. Get the characters from Minecraft in there. Get Steve. Steve.
Yeah. Seriously, why not? That would actually be a brilliant thing. Could I put it
Get
to
a
you
map.
that this potentially could be not a new game, but a modern platform port of Nitro Fuel, because that was PS4 only. We never got a PS5 port.
Possibly.
And then to kind of refresh it, get it on the Series X, get it on the PS5, and then start adding more content. So turn it into the platform.
They could. I mean, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled was a combination of the original Crash Team Racing game and then Nitro Kart. So they brought a lot of maps in from like other games in the series. You've got Crash Tag Team Racing, I think it was as well, and there was naturally other entries on like the Game Boy Advance and stuff like that. I could see it just being its whole new thing, because again, it's a kart racer. It doesn't need to like be tangibly linked to anything. You just need a couple of different coloured biomes, a snow level, a jungle level, an underwater level, and just have at it. But
you just need to make some tracks that are fun, that have an interesting theme.
Yeah. And while we're talking about it, why don't Sony pull the finger out and give us an Astrobot kart racer with all of the little Astrobot characters? Give me a Kratos, give me a Nathan Drake, give me a Tomb Raider, give me a Metal Gear, and let me just build karts. Remember when we had, what was it? Little Nation Raiders, Big Nation Racers? What was it called? Mod Nation Racers on the PlayStation 3. That was the same thing. You made these little cute little Lego characters.
You're talking about potentially giving Astrobot the full like Mario treatment with all the spin-offs out. Get the party game in there, Astro Party.
I want a tennis Astrobot game. I want a football Astrobot game. Which actually we joke. If you remember Astrobot's origins in VR,
I'm not joking.
They were little party games.
Yeah,
like the Astro's Playroom was literally that.
And with Astrobot, they've got that literal. How many bots is there? Hundreds.
Like 200. 200. Yeah.
Of the most iconic PlayStation protagonists and secondary characters, and God knows, already designed in the Astrobot style.
Mm-hmm.
They already have that.
Yep. They know what they're doing.
Fuck Crash Team Racing. I want that game.
I do now. We're talking about I'll take them both. Astrobot Racing. Astrobot Racing. It's just a simple name and it works. Oh, it would be so good. And could you imagine take the powers from the game? So you get your you get your little rocket boost one that takes you up. You get your little mouse one that shrinks you down.
You got the hands, so you're just whacking someone as they drive past you.
You're driving around the track, you go down, and you get your hands to slap people. You go miniature to avoid being hit.
Even the floaty one
to boost over. Yeah,
they all work. They actually all work. Every single one.
We're doing it. Sony, Asobi.
The monkey one where it claps. It can give a shockwave,
sound wave,
to disrupt other drivers nearby.
There you go. Astrobot Racing, copyright, GamerGuild TV, 2025.
Our salaries aren't that high.
They're not.
They could be higher. Rockstar back in the news again this week with an open world spy game agent potentially could never happen. I forgot this was the thing, to be honest. I'm not going to even.
Well, it was PlayStation 3. It was after obviously, if you think about the timeline, you had Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, San Andreas were exclusive to PS2 at the time. Made a deal with PlayStation. PS3 was coming about. It launched. Let's make an exclusive game together. And one of them was copyrighted. There was a trailer launch for it with a logo, which very, very James Bond-esque, called Rockstar's Agent. And it was like, oh shit, we're going to get GTA. Because remember, back at the time, Rockstar did do loads of different stuff. They had Max Payne. They had Midnight Club racing games. But like well before they got into all of like the Mafia and stuff as well. So they dabbled in everything, and it was like, yeah, okay, they're going to make a spy secret agent thriller game called Agent that's going to be based on like Grand Theft Auto style gameplay, but with a bit more of like a Hitman, Metal Gear, espionage style story threads. And yeah, seemingly the Take-Two team are doing the rounds ahead of GTA, and nothing ever materialized from 2007. But yeah, Rockstar co-founder Dan Houser said they just couldn't make it work. And a quote from the Eurogamer article, he says, "We worked on a lot of iterations of the open world spy game and it just never came together. There was roughly 5 different iterations of the game, one set in 1970s Cold War era, which would have been cool as shit, one set in the modern era, but whenever they tried setting Agent up, they just couldn't get the open world spy network to do. It doesn't really work," Houser said. And he concludes by saying, "Thinking about it, I still think about it sometimes when I lie in bed. Every good game needs a good story, like movies, and they just don't work as video games. And then he goes on a reference, basically like a lot of what works in a spy thriller is like the tension, the chase, the stealth, the secret. And he said when it's open world,
you get lost.
Kind of gets a little bit lost because you can just go and do your own thing. We always joke in video games, right, when they go, quick, someone's going to die. You need to get that point. They're drowning him. They're hanging him off a cliff edge. And then you go and do 10 collection missions instead when the world's about to end.
The opening of Fallout 4, spoilers for Fallout 4, but a nuclear bomb gets dropped. Your son gets kidnapped, and then you spend the next 100 hours working for the Minutemen instead of looking for your son.
Yeah. Like, my son can wait.
I think it is a fundamental problem with open world games. Sometimes the story can be lost if you don't have other mechanics driving you always back into that story. Because sometimes the story can lose momentum if the game's too open. Because then you have the opening of the story, then you get to that bit where the game opens up, and if it never pulls back in to force you into the narrative, you might literally have 30-40 hours before you play another story beat, and by that point the kind of emotional stakes have kind of dissipated.
Yeah.
Open world games.
What was I doing again? Where was I going? Who was I hunting down?
Yeah.
Ghost of Yote did a really good job at that, like funneling everything kind of back into the main campaign again.
But the areas were never it wasn't a true open world. It was more open zone, kind of, with transitions between them, or narrow corridors between them. And there was never too much stuff in them, so you could never spend too long before you ran out of side content to go back into more story.
Yeah.
So sometimes the way to do it is literally restrict how much you put into the game.
Yeah. So, Agent, we hardly knew you, but you know what? We're getting 007 First Light from the Hitman team next year, so we might not really have needed you after all.
Indeed. Talking about what we needed, Pokemon Legends ZA Mega Dimension DLC is launching for Switch and Switch 2 on the 10th of December. And additionally, there's a new side mission out now.
New side mission?
Indeed. So the side mission, I don't think... We knew about the DLC before the game even came out, but I don't think we knew anything about the side mission.
I don't think we knew about the date as well. I think 10th of December. Because, again, it came under some criticism for saying you've announced your
DLC before the game comes out.
Your DLC before the game's even come out.
That's standard practice now.
Yeah, but I wish it wasn't.
Yeah. I feel like the battle we've lost.
Yeah, £24.99. So you bought the game for, what, 60 quid, 70 quid?
That's quite expensive, I think, for a DLC, depending on how big it is.
It was like the Donkey Kong one. It was like you've just dropped the money for the main game, and then like within 2 weeks later, they're going, another 20 odd quid.
Are we getting back to... Do you remember the meme before where it was like, games back then and show you the full picture in games now, and it was like a puzzle with half the pieces missing? Are we getting back to that point where it's now like, well, this was probably intended to be part of the main game, but then they've cut it for DLC, so they can double dip?
Possibly, yeah. Oh, well, there if you want it. I feel like I've not really heard much about Pokemon since it launched. Like, I know I've not really shown that much interest in it, but...
I've seen lots of people posting on Facebook. I think it's got quite a vibrant community. Like, Pokemon games always do. Like,
I'm just there for Wind and Waves next year now.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what Gen 10's what it's all going to be about, baby.
Yeah.
Give me it.
I will play Pokemon Legends at some point. But I'm waiting for my Switch 2, which my house is going through the process of getting sold. So we're getting there. I did say probably was it last year, I'm not buying a Switch 2 until I sell my house. So I'm still holding myself to that until that money from my house sale hits my bank account. And then I'll probably buy one almost immediately.
Oh, I look forward to the day.
Yeah, me too. But to be fair, I'm quite happy to wait and let the library just build up a bit.
Yeah. I mean, as it stands, there's only really Donkey Kong Bonanza and Pokemon. I mean, you can borrow it. That's the thing. I've got the cartridge, so if you want it, it's really there.
That bothered because I'm not a big puzzle platformer guy.
Astro Bot was amazing. A lot of people.
I probably would pick it up, but it wouldn't be the priority for me.
Mm-hmm.
Nat, however, will almost certainly be stealing it from you.
Well, there you go. It's on the shelf.
Planet Zoo getting a potential sequel 6 years after the release of the first game. Have you ever played Planet Zoo?
I don't think so. I think I get so confused because Frontier games between Planet Coaster, Planet Zoo, and Jurassic World Evolution. Aesthetically, they all look the same.
I can clarify this for you. Planet Coaster is about theme parks. Jurassic World is about theme parks that get the dinosaurs break out and kill everyone. Planet Zoo is about a zoo. There you go. Nice and simple.
They all aesthetically look the same, though. They all run in the same engine. They're done by the same devs. No surprise. Again, I used to love Zoo Tycoon back in the day. That was one of my... between Roller Coaster Tycoon and Zoo Tycoon. It was a great game. Makes sense. They've just wrapped up on Jurassic World Evolution 3. Came out to decent reviews. And naturally, they just pivot back to another thing. I'm sure we'll get a Planet Zoo 3 in the next couple of years. And then we'll get a Jurassic World 4. And we'll get a Planet Coaster 3. It seems to be the cycle which Frontier are in, but it works for them, and I'm happy to see another one.
Yeah, this basically came about because they put a 6th year anniversary video on YouTube, and it ends with like some numbers ticking down, then holding when it got to 2. But then they've also followed up with a blog on their website that outright states that they're working on a sequel.
Yeah, I think they teased it and then caused a bit of confusion. They were like, oh shit. Yes, it's official. Get the announcement out.
This still isn't clarity whether this is planned for 2026 or whether they're going to start talking about it properly next year. But to be honest, I could see this being a Game Awards. If they've announced that they're working on it and it's not too far out, it feels like a Game Awards title.
I think Xbox Showcase next summer, because the Jurassic World games have cycled in and out of Game Pass quite regular. So I could see it'll be announced at Xbox Showcase. Planet Zoo, the original one, will go into Game Pass. And then leading up to the launch of 2.
Now, here's the big question for you, Chris. Do they update the Planet Zoo logo so they replace the Z with the number 2?
Oh, that'd be a smart marketing move. As stupid as the logo will look, it's like, well, should they change the top of the Z to an elephant's trunk and stuff like that? Like, you can see what 2 animal eyes for the zoo. You can see it. I mean, realistically, all you have to do is go into the gameplay assets of Jurassic World 3 and change all the dinosaurs to elephants and giraffes, because they are technically animals. So,
indeed,
they're a bit more bitey.
Yeah. Talking about what's technically
bitey.
Animals. Yeah. Talking about bitey. Would you like a Netflix reality TV show based on Overcooked?
Why not? I like Overcooked. I like cooking shows. I like Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. What could go wrong with?
I don't think they can do it justice.
You mean it's not chaotic enough?
Well, let's think of some of the levels in Overcooked. 2 lorries driving side by side, each with half of a kitchen.
Yeah.
Can't really do that with real people.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the one in the hot air balloon, which catches on fire. The ice level of a river running through the middle.
They could get away with that one.
Yeah, you could probably get away with it. Yeah.
If they go all out like extravagant, where like the kitchen's rigged with like pranks to go off, so like they're cooking soup and they need X amount of orders of soup done, and then whoever's in the studio, a bit like Ant and Dec, where they sit there with a microphone, just pour like a bottle of vinegar into the soup. And then one of the crew has to like maybe get away with trying to do that without being caught or seen. Someone has to set fire to the steak without being caught. You know, like make it a bit more of a challenge within the chefs rather than.
So like, you have to make, say, you have the orders are coming through from the diners. You have to make a burger, but then like the buns and stuff are in crates like they are in the game, but things are rigged.
Yeah. Like
maybe there's obstacles in the way, so you have to get through in the salt course to get the tomatoes.
Yeah, a bit like Total Wipeout as well. So yeah, from all your ingredients at one end of an obstacle course and the kitchen's at the other, and there's a bunch of celebrity chefs waiting to eat. You got to get it. Yeah, I'm curious how they get away with like the rats and stuff that happen in the game.
I feel like they wouldn't put the rats in or the kitchen fires. But
yeah, health and safety.
It'd be health, even with just a simple obstacle course between like parts of the cooking station. It'd be a health and safety nightmare, because if there's that kind of physical exertion, you're going to be knackered than picking up sharp knives.
Yeah, you got any kind of like slime on the floor, slipping over, stabbing the counterparts.
Yeah,
it's
it could be
when you
really
initially
fun
think
show,
about it, sounds good in concept, and then you start thinking deeper about the mechanics of everything. And actually, you can't do it justice because you can't go as wild as you can in the game.
That's my worry. Is like it would have to be potentially so toned down that it just becomes it's just a weird kind of half-assed cooking show.
Yeah.
Rather than Overcooked. But
the name works for a show.
Yeah.
Overcooked on Netflix. If they get like the visual marketing right, I don't think a giant spaghetti monster's going to show up. But
what about the Unbread?
If they go wacky and zany. Yeah. How do they go wacky and zany? Halloween special. Who knows? I mean, the shows on Netflix of like, is it cake? Is it food or cake? Is it real or kit? I can't remember what that show's called. So there's some utter shit on Netflix.
Isn't that just a YouTube like shorts? I see them all the time.
No, I think it's actually but I think now it's made it into its own actual proper show. They've got Netflix has a show, The Floor is Lava, Richie, where it's just an obstacle course being allowed to touch the floor.
That's cool.
Anything goes with Netflix.
Yeah,
seemingly.
Yeah,
especially recasting Henry Cavill in The Witcher season.
I'd be interested in seeing what this show's going to be about when it comes out.
Absolutely.
But to round things out, is Hyrule just Middle Earth?
No.
Probably not, no, but they are getting filmed in the same place because they're both getting filmed in New Zealand, although New Zealand is actually a fairly big place.
You're the Zelda person. Does Hyrule look like New Zealand?
Hyrule looks different in every single bloody game. Hyrule tends to have a lot of different biomes as well.
Okay.
So yeah, it has some common features that are recurring in the games, like Death Mountain is going to be in there, probably like the forest is going to be there, the Lake Hylia is going to be there. So it does have some recurring landmarks. Where they are in relation to each other can be completely different from game to game, but it'd be interesting to see what they do.
Well, we've got our Link and Zelda now, haven't we? They were cast as like two unknowns, I think. We covered it back in the summer sometime.
Yeah.
So production's underway. Interesting. See if they get any little Lord of the Rings. Imagine if some of the settings they use the exact same locations and you're like, hang on a minute. That's not Hyrule. That's clearly Moria.
Hyrule Castle is actually just Minas Tirith.
Literally use the old set. The Hobbiton's in the background of one of the shots or something. Yeah. Interesting stuff. Indeed.
We'll have to keep an eye out on that, because that is all we have time for this week. And as always, we like to round up the show with this day in video game history. So starting on November 7th, Chris, what's jumping out to you?
Crash Bash. 25 years ago on the original PlayStation, we got Crash Bash, which was the first one not made by Naughty Dog, published by Universal. I can't even see who it was made by looking at the box art here. Which was basically... It's a Mario Party equivalent. Look what's on the inside sleeve. An advertisement for Crash Team Racing. Funny enough.
Nice.
But yeah, so Crash Bash for me is my first one. I think Mario Kart Double Dash also came out 22 years ago. Which
Guitar
is
Hero,
game
20 years ago.
The original Guitar Hero.
Matrix
Epic.
Path of Neo.
Not as good as Enter the Matrix, but still a good game. The original Gears of War.
19 years
ago on the 360.
The original Guitar Hero 2, 19 years ago.
Need for Speed Heat.
Right, this makes me feel old. A Sega Genesis collection came out 19 years ago. So that's a collection.
The collection of old games came out.
Yeah.
It's still older. Metal Gear Solid collection 6 years ago on the PlayStation 4 exclusive. We got Death Stranding. It's wild to think Kojima left, started his own company, put out a game, and then is now this year put out a sequel.
Yeah.
God, Sonic Frontiers was 3 years ago. That's
Damn.
wild. That feels like last year.
I know.
Open world Sonic game. But then again, we have had 3 Sonic movies somehow in the blink of an eye as well.
Have you seen November 9th, Chris?
I've seen it, yeah. I've just clocked it there.
Halo 2, 21 years ago.
I was going to say 26 years ago on PC, we got Roller Coaster Tycoon in 1999, the game that started it all.
Call of Duty Black Ops.
PS2.
Original Black Ops 15 years ago.
Need for Speed Underground 2, the OG, 21 years ago in 2004.
God of War Ragnarok. 3 years.
15 years ago, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, the end of the Ezio trilogy.
No, that was Revelations.
Oh yeah, it was. You're right. Yeah, you're right. That was the middle. Brotherhood. One. Oh yeah, sorry. I was thinking I got one confused. One wasn't Ezio, was it? That's why. Yeah, it was the middle one. You are correct, sir. Hey, what? I guess it's that period of the year, isn't it, when traditionally
it's the period. Yeah, out. This is why we'll be mourning that. Where's the games? The Christmas games coming on from earlier. It's like Fallout 4, 10 years ago. Hitman 2, like God of War Ragnarok. Call of Duty Black Ops,
3-year-old.
Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. These are all brought out on the 9th of November. Halo 2, Jack 3, Need for Speed Underground 2, like Roller Coaster Tycoon. This is the bloody good day.
And rightly so, Richie. We joked about right at the beginning. 25 years ago, on the 10th of November, The Grinch came out on the PlayStation. The original.
And just like The Grinch stole Christmas, we've just stole the end of your podcast, because that is all we have time for. If you've liked the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell to keep in the loop of all fantastic content here at GamerGuildTV. Follow us on social medias, all the links in the description below, and say hi in our Discord. It'd be nice to hear from you. And with that, my name's been Richie.
I've been Chris.
GG everyone, goodbye.
Bye.